Hi friends, today is Sunday, April 19th. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm gonna launch right into it tonight. So the last time we were together, we spoke about an energy shift that we had been feeling, and what we were told was that it was a call not to action, but a preparation for action. And specifically some things that we needed to do to get ready for that. And one thing that was super specific was around vibrations and keeping vibrations high and keeping the thoughts where they needed to be and the actions where they needed to be. And the purpose for that was to be able to manifest these things that we were feeling called to do or that we felt like needed to happen. So what we're going to talk about tonight is manifestation, all things manifestation. So for those of you that follow readers and listen to readers online, you know that these are developing stories sometimes. There will be one or two elements from the energy updates that really kind of seem to stick. And it seems like there's more, and more details will come out and unfold as time passes, as details emerge. So we're departing a little bit from norm. Usually it's just what messages do we have, and we kind of go from there. But tonight I want to really specifically ask about this manifestation. And the reason I say that is because I've seen all sorts of things show up in my life that are just coincidental little gifts from the universe, and I'm wondering if anybody else is experiencing this as well. If you are, feel free to throw a comment. But it just seems like something that we should go back to and spend a little bit more time on. So I'm going to be using Rider tonight. The reason is because all of the cards are pictorial, and if I feel called to show you guys the imagery on one of the cards, I want that to be meaningful. So let's get going and see what the guides want to tell us about manifestation. And as soon as I started preparing for this, while I was centering and asking for my channel to be open, I started feeling this crazy energy. Well, it's not crazy, it happens frequently, but it's usually a pretty good sign that we're onto something. So I'm hoping that we have some really good messages for you guys this evening on some things that we can do to stay in our highest vibration or highest frequency, and hopefully bring some of these things we've been wanting to do into this physical world and our reality. So let's see. The first time I shuffled these, they didn't really want to go. We had to Palo Santo them. Okay, we're asking about manifestation. Any messages for the collective regarding manifestation of dreams, ideas, hopes? What would you like to tell us this evening? Okay, so a card that keeps showing up over and over and over again is the Two of Pentacles. It's like a lot of balls in the air, but quite frequently too, the number 2 is associated with harmonious unions, and these collaborations keep coming up, and it keeps coming up as a theme that it's going to be something that's a part of whatever it is that everybody's doing. Now, what I have been getting on this is it's a little bit out there, but I've been getting that this is, yes, by all means, collaborate and do things, but this is a partnership with just a lot of universal energy. And is this manifestation that we've been feeling? Is it saying like, hey, I'm on your side? The energy is right for you to do some of these things you've been wanting to do. So let's keep going. That's what I've been feeling. Also a common card that's been coming up, and this is the Eight of Cups. It's a card of moving away, but it's not necessarily a sadness moving. Well, like it can be, but it's more like you're moving towards the next thing. So we've been talking a lot about timelines, right? Like jumping timelines. People are moving timelines. This came up in the first one that some of you, what you thought you were going to be doing, you weren't going to be doing. Little clarity on that it's actually a shift of timelines for a lot of people. Now, a timeline shift can be as simple as I've decided to eat healthier. Therefore, in my next timeline, my body's going to be in better shape. It doesn't have to be this big cosmic thing, but I really, really think that there's a lot of possibly some interdimensional stuff going on as well. I don't have enough on that to really speak to it right now, but let's just say that what I'm getting is that it's a little bit more than we're going to eat healthy and feel better. So any messages on any messages on that? Can we go a little deeper on that? And then the Hanged Man, love that. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the Hanged Man, this is sacrifice, but it's usually a sort of, okay, so some of you have been working silently for years, trying to do something that it is that you want to do, or it could just be something you usher. Okay, I'm hearing that they know what it is. You don't have to go into all that. They know. But for those of who that applies to, that resonates with, they're good. They're with you. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a turning of events rapidly. So if somebody's been planning something and they're really feeling like, okay, it's the time is now, this is absolute encouragement that you are correct, that the time is now. And Knight of Cups, Knights are always messengers. Knights and Page, they're messengers, things going. This is going to be your intuitive guidance. Okay, so I'm really, really strongly getting right now, just to move on, because everybody who this applies to, who this resonates with, maybe a light bulb just went off and they said, yes, I've been wondering about this, but that they know. Okay, I'm just hearing they know, they've got it. Okay, and that's wonderful. So another thing I've been getting a lot lately is around manifestation is it's done. It's already here. Like I was getting the World, which is completion, and I've stopped getting it. It's like some of you have things that you've manifested that you aren't aware that it's here now. You need to reach out and pull it into this world and just sort of go with some of these things because it's already here. That sounds out there, but that's what I'm getting. And I'm also being told that for those who apply to and it resonates with, they are aware, or they are now. They just needed to know and be told that it is go time. For some people, for not everybody. But they're going to know who they are. Okay, so hopefully you know who you are. Okay, I had a feeling this one was going to be a little wild. Card 3. Okay, wow. So card number 3, don't get scared by that. This is the past position. This is what brought us to this point. So this is the Tower. The Tower is a sudden dramatic change in circumstances. Okay, so this is external of these people. It's not necessarily anything that's going on in any individual's home experience. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are having a lot of harmony in their home environment, in their personal world right now. It's just like, okay, I'm getting the picture of, you know, those little like in gift shops and you have these little like snow globe things and you shake them and there's little family and whatever's going on in there and you're just sort of watching them and they're in there, this little snow, and that it's a little bit of something like that. So there's all this external chaos around folks right now and all of these things are going on and it's like, okay, I'm in my little snow globe and, you know, there's whatever little peaceful scene is going on in there and you're hanging out and then, you know, you've got a bit of chaos going on around, but it's really just not like impacting you, but that this is a catalyst. It's a catalyst for all of these things. And wow, so, you know, so many people have been reporting like they're out and they're about. Mostly this is happening in nature, but you know, I've woken up from like naps or a meditation or whatever, just being like super peaceful and super like where did my spirit go. I was doing that. I want to go there in real life. But if you go there in spirit, you don't have to. But just this peaceful feeling. It's like, where in the hell is this coming from? Because there's so much chaos in our environment right now. And it's like almost like you can feel guilty, like feeling so good with all this. But, no, because, so here's the thing is that the universe doesn't, necessarily, how do I put this? Okay, they're telling me not to even worry about it, to just stay on the point that don't worry about that making sense right now. Don't worry about that making sense that a tower moment is the catalyst for positive change. That it's nothing to worry yourself with right now. Just know that it is. Just know that it is, and just know what was said. That yes, if that resonates with you, there's manifestation energy all over your shit right now. So be happy about that. Yay. Okay. All right. So death. There's, okay. They're saying don't go there with that. All right. They're on it tonight. So death is a sudden and abrupt transition. It's a sudden change. It's very rarely a physical death. It's more of just a complete shift. Okay, so there was that completion that we'd been seeing, the world, that ending of those timelines that allows the new timeline to start. That's also this guy here. Okay, all right, okay. So you have to allow the new timeline to start. You have to let it start, and in order to let it start, some things will naturally have to fall away. Okay, so here, all right, okay, so here is that, that's some clarification on that. So here's where this moment, this tower moment here happening like really externally of some people, not happening like necessarily in your home environment to you, sort of watching it from the outside. That's maybe where some of that comes in to make that transition just a little bit easier. Again, this is not for everybody, and I'm again being told very clearly that if this is for you, you know who you are. That some things are falling away, they're falling into place for some of you this is soul contract stuff, right? And that should resonate with some folks, that it's some things that you're called to do. I kept saying in previous readings, called to do. Wasn't really sure why I was getting that. I think this is some soul contract stuff with some folks. If that's you, you definitely probably know what that is. And some of you are going, damn it. But don't worry about it. I'm getting that it's a good thing. Okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm getting that it's a good thing. So there are some things that are falling away, maybe from your personal life, but maybe just like externally around you to set the stage for these things. Okay, and here's the thing, especially for the folks that it's soul contract stuff, you'll never be given that stuff to do without getting the tools to be able to do them. And the good thing is that you get to keep those tools once you've completed whatever that is. So if that's like a new spiritual gift or a skill, you get to keep it. Okay, that was just a tidbit that they threw in. I don't think you have to entice them, but maybe you do. I don't know. So yeah, there's a huge transition that is actually, this is one of those things that's already happened. All right, so that's why it's very, very important right now to keep the manifestation energy going. That's why it's important to keep the manifestation energy going, because a lot of these timelines have already ended. Or, yes, correct. These old timelines have already ended. So you really want to watch what you bring into the new one with you. So it's really just like, hey guys, I've got your back. Manifest well. Stay in love. Okay, so I think we're good on that one. All right, let's move forward. Y'all are doing so good tonight. Thank you. Okay, justice. All right, we're just almost getting like straight major arcanas here. Your major is your major life events. Your minors is your day-to-day stuff, and some minors are stronger than others, and your court cards are either people in your life or energy of people. I'm really getting the sense tonight that you're, no, they're going to go either way. They could be energies or they could be people. They're going to be messages though. Okay, they're going to be messages. Your court cards are going to be messages. So they can come from a person or it can be, something else. So, sorry, sidebar. Justice. This is something that's going to be moving into the near future, and this is something where like the hay's already in the barn. It's not like we're got a crystal ball here going 5 years in the future. No, this is already, the energy's already here for this. It just needs to sort of happen. So I think that sorry, I got like 3 at the same time. Just wait and see. Just wait and see, because you've done everything that it is that you need to do. Okay, so justice is looking for signs. Okay, so looking for signs that it is time to do different steps. Okay, and there's like some falling away that's going to happen. I'm getting for a lot of people, it might be some habits, right? Some habits that you're doing that don't serve you, or I don't get like a whole lot of people going to fall away that are big parts of your life. I kind of get that that's already happened if that's going to happen. So no fear with that. I'm really not getting any warnings like, hey guys, watch out, this is going to be rough. Not getting anything like that. That it's already occurred and that you're looking for these signs. Okay, so some of you are going to get things that you need to do for your health, like just little signs come in to say, okay, this is something that you need to look at. So these are all just things to support you. But the Justice card, that's a little bit bigger than that. These signs will be just like a little bit bigger. I think, usually don't do that one. A little bit, so I think we're onto something there. Just a little bit bigger, like maybe opportunities coming along, or these are going to be something that you're going to have to seize. So some of you that listen for signs and look for synchronicities and all, like you're going to have to read between the lines just a little bit. Like it's going to be obvious, it's going to be there, but you're going to have to look at it and recognize it for a sign. I'll just give an example. Like a lot of people look at cardinals, red birds, cardinals, as a sign from a spirit guide or an ancestor or something like that. So not everybody does that, but if someone was, say, someone who would do that, and just maybe like when you're taking your walk or whatever, just sort of keep your eyes open. Just walk. That's where that walk slowly came from last time. Walk slowly so you won't miss these signs that are going to be coming, that it's time to go and time to do. That might be a little bit more applying to this one, but they all go together. So yeah, look for signs and just really, really discern. Okay, so don't bring some things into your new timeline with you too. Really, really sort out, like, this is something I don't want to take. And you don't have to be, like, if it's a habit that it's going to take some time to change, you don't have to have it totally changed. You just have to have that commitment to it and be working towards that. That's all you got to do. And then it won't come. So it's all good. Look for your signs. Okay, let's move on. All right, so we have our first bit of advice. So this card, the Seven of Cups, this one can get a little like, you can be in a little bit of a dreamer state with it sometimes. Like it really can make it difficult to have things that are a little bit more concrete. It can just be, you can be pulled in a few different directions going, okay, there's like 7 things and this is a little bit swimming around in my head right now. Now, what I've been getting is a little bit of that right now currently is all right, just because, we're human and there's a lot going on and it's overwhelming. Okay, so that energy is going to be moving out. So that time of really being a little bit of a dreamer and focusing on multiple different things and being a little diffuse, that time is going to be moving away from us, and we're going to be asked to drill some things down just a little bit. So watch out for these signs. I think that that has a lot to do with this as well. I hate when I spend a bunch of time on a card and I flip the next one over and I'm like, oh, that's what that meant. So that happens. So yeah, so that time is going to be moving away, and we're going to be asked to be just like a little bit more concrete. And these signs that are coming our way will help to guide and direct us into that energy. So just watch out for that. It can get you sideways if you let it. So don't let it. This is something that's been coming up quite frequently. So this position is you and your environment. And okay, awesome. So this relates to keeping your vibration high and staying in that really super good energy. Okay, so that's going to help with this as well. You stay in that state, and then those signs are going to come more easily to you. So typically this is like parties. You see them around like baby showers and groups of friends and merriment and those sorts of things. And this card just keeps, I had a reading that I did yesterday for a client, and I was using a different deck to modify. And so I pulled this card and then opened up the other deck, and then like the same card just fell out. So this guy's important. So it just came in that this is about the manifestation energy. And also, you know, pick up the phone and call your friends. You know how like if you're in a headspace that maybe not is so great, and you just have that one like super good clean energy friend, and you pick up the phone and you call them and you chat for like 20 minutes, and then you're like so much lighter. So definitely, you know, socialize. We have to practice social distancing right now. That doesn't mean we have to be distant. We can call, we can FaceTime, I think it's okay for us to get together and be like a few feet apart, or, you know, whatever it is that you've got to do, okay, it's a warning against isolating too much as well, because that can kind of bring you down. This is all about just stay up, guys, just stay up and get ready for what's going on next. I just can't stress that enough. I would buy you guys ice cream if you ate. All right, Page of Cups. Pages are messengers. They could be messages of love. We got this card last time. He's super cute. He's got his little cup, his little fish is coming out of it. And messages of love, good. It's just good. It's just good news. Good news coming. You don't never see a lot negative associated with the Page of Cups. He's just really like that beginner's mind too. All pages are just like super youthful energy, new stuff, rejuvenation. Okay, this has to do with new timelines, people that are on new timelines. It's really filling up that cup with what it is that you like. This is going to be really good for some folks. Really, really good, happy. Just really like a lot of blessings. And okay, so we spoke about this. I don't think we talked about this in any of the recordings, but that going back to soul contracts, just want to hit on this real quick. There were some people that have had, you know, some kind of like rough soul contracts. Those of you know who you are. There was a lot of learning lessons that had to happen. And some of those were maybe a little bit unpleasant, things that you needed to go through and learn. For those folks, come here, card, that made that sacrifice, things can and should get a whole lot easier very soon. You know who you are. And so just know that better times are coming. He's backing that up. All right, 2 left. Okay, interesting. So I've gotten this one a few times as well. It's so funny how you like do individual readings, collective readings, the same stuff comes up. Just shows you how connected we all are. So this is a little bit of competition, right? So you get success, you get promoted at a job. What happens? It never fails. You've got, you know, something kind of nipping at your heels. So is this, do they intuitively know? Are they worried? Are they afraid? Okay, so this is a future state thing, so you can't know that yet. So this is just like a little bit of anxiety going on. We're going to parking lot this guy a little bit as well. because sometimes they can be more relevant in the future. I'm actually going to make a note about this guy. He's going to be something we might come back to. But I don't want to worry too much about any sort of issues that come about with success at this point, because right now we're manifesting that. So in this position, it's actually inner emotions and fear. So it could just be a little bit of anxiety on some people's parts. But I'm also just getting, we need to parking lot him, and we'll come back to him later, because guys, when we start to receive, when we start to give, they're going to keep giving us guidance on what to do, how to move forward. So if there's any sort of warning here or anything that we really need to know, they'll let us know at the time. So we'll make a note, and just really don't worry so much about what could happen. That's what it is. Don't worry so much about what could happen. Just do it. Okay, final card. Okay, here. Oh, wonderful. We have so many major arcanas in this reading. Wow, because big stuff's going on. The Star. We got her last time. The Star is a wonderful, wonderful card if you are emerging from something, if you're trying to heal from something. The 7 stars on the star represent the 7 chakras, energy flowing, new energy, new life. It's just fantastic. And I really feel like, okay, that's why I had to do that little sidebar and explain that. Because I'm speaking to a lot of people here, but really it's just, hey, remind those folks, it's some of these people that had the kind of rough soul contracts. Because remember, we got some of those are being not renegotiated, but there's just a completion that happened with some of that work that people were doing. And just to reiterate that things get easier if we're following this guidance. So, okay, just to kind of recap this, run through it all again really quickly. So we have an energy of moving away, which we decided at some point was related to an ending of a timeline, and starting with a new one. We got a lot of guidance around how to manifest the best way to bring that about in the most beneficial way to you, to the collective. Okay, that's important, benefiting the collective. We know that, but that's very important. That there's going to be some signs and synchronicities come about that let us know what things we need to do, what steps we need to take, where we need to go, that energy is going to be available to us to receive that information. We're being called to drill things down just a little bit. And for anyone who's really put in a whole lot of sacrifice and a whole lot of work and a whole lot of whatever it is that you've done for what you're called to do, that the stage is set for the next phase to be just a little more magical. So, okay, all right. Thank you guys so much. You are fantastic this evening, and thank you for tuning in and watching, and everyone have a magical rest of the evening. Namaste.